Wishak folks, back with another reaction, back with some more Heaven 17, and I do apologize, I didn't realize once again this and Human League had fallen off quite that long. I thought it was like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. It's been like a month, so mea culpa, but we are back for Penthouse and Pavement. We're getting close to the end. And the next tune is very amusingly called A Song with No Name, which is the name of the song. So it's a meta, title. It's like self-referential. There's a bit of cheek to it. It did remind me when I was an undergrad. I was in a literature class. I mean, I was a history major, but you had to take, classes in other disciplines, and I was in a literature class, and we had an assignment to write like dramatic short story, and I ended up writing a dramatic short story about writing a dramatic short story when I didn't really have any ideas. And the teacher, so I turned it in, and she was going through the assignments while we had like a reading assignment in class, and eventually she's like, "So who's Matt Snyder?" And I was like, "That would be me." She's like, "Oh, okay, that does make sense. All right." And I was like thinking in my head, what does that mean? Like, you're drawing inferences based on my appearance relative to my cheeky paper that I wrote. But she gave me an A, and she said, "This is really funny and well done. Just don't do it again." It's like, got you. But again, there's like a cheekiness to calling a song of yours Song with No Name. So I wonder, is it more just musical and sonic, and perhaps, there's a degree of experimental, musical exploration, or whether, there's actually like a story about like a piece of music, or people like trying to come up with a song and not being able to, akin to what I was trying to do. So, yeah, it feels like it's a funny title, just offhand. So let's find out what it's actually about. This is Heaven 17. The song is Song with No Name, and it's from their 1981 album Penthouse and Pavement. It's very electric computers functioning.
Can't sleep, trying hard to find the right, can't work. I am tired all the time, can't eat. Since my appetite has gone, can't think. When it started to go wrong, can't move. I've no energy to fight, can't see any end to this inside. Last week I could do all of those things, but now I am just the man who sings. I've searched around for years and years. I've drank in bars, destroyed careers. Sold on a need to be famous. I've seen the good in men survive.
That sound while saying need to be famous.
When I arrive, convincing them
Like the little shuffle beat.
I was the man with future sight. I would change fortunes overnight. Knowing for me it was painless. Don't sleep, trying hard to find a right, can't work. I am tired all the time, can't eat.
That's like a boggling quality to it.
I think when it started to go wrong, can't move. I've no energy to fight, can't see any end to this inside. Last week I could do all of those things, but now I am just the man who sings. One day in April 10:15, awakened screaming by a dream.
It's like echoed in phase.
Something that touched me was burning.
It's a really intense sound.
My eye, that something strange began to cry. Your will can stop this world turning. Since then I fought more than I should against the will that I will. there's no hope of breaking free. One song away from disaster. Come move.
I like these parts a lot.
To fight, can't see.
The parts between
Any end to this inside last week.
still coming around on.
I could do all of those things, but now I am just a man who sings.
Well, honk to you too. I get like the contrast. It felt like it was part of the design. The notably two-sided nature of the track. I will say the bleepy, computery, bobbling along type of sections, I really enjoyed those a lot, and had a bit of that like 80s chiptune sound. But the other sections felt more abstract, artsy vocals that are sort of echoed and like phasing in, dematerializing. Some interesting like lines or part of lines that I caught. But I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening, like fighting against the will and, you know, doing it maybe more than you should, and like, yeah, it sounded like a battle, and it was less clear to me, like, you know, what the other entity in question was, but either way, like more of a narrative than I thought. Again, I thought it might just be this cheeky, like, you know, this is a song with no name, and, you know, it's about like making a song that's like about nothing, but you're still, you know, writing lyrics and so on. But no, like it felt like there was more to it than that. But yeah, as I said, the other parts of the tunes, more abstract and experimental, and again, even with the idea that, you know, it feels like the dichotomy and thus the balance was like part of the idea. That like one layer, which again, the first time we hear it, it's like on the idea of like a need to be fame or need to be famous was like the line or something like that, and right then we get that first hit of it was like very jarring and intense, which felt like a comment on like the line that's being sung. But either way, that was it's a noise that my brain doesn't like on a first listen. Again, I can appreciate what the part's doing, but that'll have to be an acquired taste, which, hey, like, there's techno tunes and acid techno tracks where on a first listen it was like, oh, it's a bit too dissonant, a bit too like mean and wicked and whatever, and then over time I'll like keep listening and whatever, and it's like maybe the other side of the record is what I bought it for, and then ask 2 years later and I'm like, oh man, like the B1 track, it's the killer. Like I didn't like it at first, but it's the best one. So it's not beyond possibility that I'll come to really like that part too. But again, it was sort of like each time I was like, eesh, it's a bit intense, like I'm waiting for that other part to restart. So yeah, a cool, if interesting tune, and one that I wonder whether that really was part of the idea to balance it, which, like, if we're talking about fighting against the will and it's like two-sided lyrically and sonically, like it feels like that would fit. So who knows, maybe it's even more clever than I realized. Look forward to people's comments. Shout out again to Han Solo for sharing Human League and Heaven 17. Hello there. So I was just about to wrap up the video, or I did just wrap up the video, and then when I went to transfer it, I realized that it had not finished, but like honestly it was just my outro. But because like I had a couple videos recently that are like, and they just stop, I wanted to come back and shoot an add-on. In any case, shout out to Han Solo and to all the folks who've been commenting on the Heaven 17 Human League reactions. Looking forward to hearing the next Human League tune, which I will do in the same session. So let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.